Welcome to the August 30th, 2019 edition of Common Sense News. Larry Richardson here. To begin with, let me say we're going to have to delay our third segment of our series on the use of the words people, persons, citizenship, etc. within the Constitution because of what happened yesterday. And I'm talking about the release of the Department of Justice Inspector General's report on his segment of the investigation that centered around former FBI Director James Comey and the memorandum or the papers that he took with him when he was fired and stored them in his own house, which of course was against his employment agreement and procedures and rules of the Justice Department and all kinds of things, probably absolutely illegal. And the fact that some of the information in those memorandums at some point were or are confidential. The thing is a little foggy on what the exact circumstances and situation of the confidentiality of some of the information is there, because you get conflicting reports from different sources. But let's take a common sense, logical look at what had transpired yesterday. First of all, even though the IG report was virtually scathing in that it listed activity after activity after activity that James Comey did that was against department rule, FBI rules, against procedures, and the report said that it was dangerous example that he set for the other FBI employees, et cetera, et cetera. And the IG did refer the report, that part of the report, to the prosecutors of the Justice Department for possible uh, indictment and charges to be brought against Mr. Comey. Now, the fact is those prosecutors looked at the data, looked at the information, and decided not to charge James Comey with any criminal charges. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Again, we see the powerful and the influential and the deep state swamp members get a pass on having to live up to the standard of law that the rest of us have to live by. The two-tier justice system is alive and well in the United States of America on this day. You know, I thought that was supposed to change when Attorney General William Barr was assigned as the Attorney General, was approved by the Senate. You know, I thought that's what was supposed to be happening. But here we see whether the Attorney General, it's possible that he just did exactly what he was supposed to do. He just took the report and sent it to the prosecuting department or whatever that is within the Department of Justice and had them make the decision on it. I'm not sitting there. I don't know if the Attorney General himself has the authority to make that prosecuting decision or if he simply has to refer it to a team that does it. But the fact is there are enough deep state swamp dwelling members in the Department of Justice that an obvious infraction of multiple times of breaking the rules, of not following procedure, of what the IG called dangerous precedent setting behavior were overlooked, and the decision was made not to charge James Comey. What does this mean for us in America? Well, let's look back a little bit to last year. We kept hearing from this source called Q or QAnon or whatever it was that there were thousands or 10,000 plus sealed indictments just waiting to be revealed and opened and executed. We were told that Guantanamo's facilities had been expanded so that there would be room to hold all of these federal prisoners for all these swamp members. and deep state operatives that were entrenched in our government. Guess what? We were told back in October that the unsealing of those indictments couldn't be delayed. It couldn't be stopped. It was going to happen in the first 10 days of November, I believe, was the exact time frame that Q used. It was going to happen. There was no way it could be delayed, is what we were told. And then some kind of event happened early in November, and all of a sudden, what couldn't be delayed was delayed. Since then, we've been told time after time by source after source that just keep hanging in there, conservatives. All of you constitutionalists, all you patriots who think that the American system is really good and really worth saving, just hang in there because we'll get around to saving it sooner or later. We'll do these things that are needed to be done sooner or later. William Barr is going to be our tool to make sure things get done right. Well, a logical, common sense look at what has happened since William Barr has been put in. What's happened? More and more investigations, more and more delay, and now more and more two-tier justice system rearing its ugly head. Just saying. Now, don't forget about STAB, Sound the Alarm Brigade, an effort to help keep Sharia from taking over our society and our culture before it gets more and more and more difficult to stop it. Let's stop it now. www.ourstab.com. If you can, have a great day.